What's going on, guys? Chris here, back again with another video for you guys today. In tonight's video, I want to talk about the market a little bit, kind of where we're heading going into the week. Obviously, Monday's the first day of the week. We'll talk about some potential content. We could see what may happen to the market if we don't see content. And I want to give you guys some investments. I know I'm somebody that likes to tell you guys to trade over invest. I'm still like that, but there is some potential for some coins to be made for some cards that potentially are going out of packs on Wednesday. Some of these Team League 2 cards we need to talk about. So let me get right into the video. Before we do, if you guys can just drop a like on it and subscribe if you're new around here, that'd be absolutely fantastic. So let's get right into the video. I just got to claim this 2 players pack. I played a little bit of Rivals earlier today on stream. I think I played about 5 or 6 games. And what we did on stream pretty much, we picked up a few cards, a little bit of chem style trading, position change method. You guys know the drill with me. I've been recommending a lot to you guys to pick up on this stuff, like picking up these Carrascos with a Hunter at 3K, flipping them at 4. These Marcials with like a center attack and mid at 6K, selling them back. And this one I got on bid at like 5.5, 5.6. These were bought at like 6K, so little profits here and there. And then I got some pretty nice icon flips going on right now. I should be able to flip this Van Basten for 337 overnight. It's also fresh, and something we'll talk about more on our icon trading video. Fresh icons, especially the ones that are forwards and some midfielders, they will sell for more if they're fresh cards because people are obsessed with this idea of something fresh. The stats are only from my club and my club only on a card, so that's why people pay a premium more than you normally would on a card because of that. This year I got for $250. I should be able to sell them for $279. And then this Lampard, really nice deal here, $240. I'm going to sell it back at $274. There's a $273 overnight there, so it kind of annoys me, but I'm still going to be able to sell it for that price. I got a couple OCMins that I'm investing in, guys. And in the meantime, what I'm doing is I'm putting some chem styles on cards that if I know that they're going to go up in the future, if I like it as an investment, I put a chem style on it. I list it up like 4 to 5K higher than what it's normally going for. And I see if it sells, right? And I did this with Osimhen. I got both at 19.2 and 18.7. And then I saw this SAR card, which is actually rising quite nicely out of packs. I think it's about 46,000 coins. I already sold my previous one, but I'm selling this one. I'm trying to go 56K for a lazy buyer. I've been trying to get this Teo Hernandez out of the club. I bought him accidentally at 56. Haven't been able to sell him yet, but I should be able to break even or make about 1 to 2K on it. So just been selling some of this stuff. If they sell, they sell. If they don't, it is what it is. But let's get right into it. So that was kind of like an account update. I have almost 2 million coins right now, which is solid. So let's talk about what can be happening over the next like 24 hours. So today's Monday, obviously, and so this week is going to be interesting because we have the qualifiers that a lot of people are starting to get into now. So I just wonder if people are going to start gravitating towards maybe some higher end teams or meta players. And let's see what happens this week if people are buying these guys, because if they are, then you should see that market start to rise up, as we're not really going to get that much supply this week with, because there's no promo packs coming out on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're going to have rewards Thursday, and that's going to be interesting as well. If I pull up a few things on the graph here, let me pull up a couple players from last year. It was really interesting to see this, but a lot of players last year, from what I was looking at doing some research, a lot of these players went up on Wednesday, but then they actually dropped on Thursday, and I don't understand the reason. The reason could have been that they were overinvested in potentially. They had a nice rise from Tuesday to Wednesday potentially, or Sunday to Wednesday. We did see this market rise from like the weekend all the way into like the middle of the week and on Thursday for a lot of these meta golds. And this year we have so much supply on these gold cards that you're actually seeing them drop off today. We got a big mega pack in the store and a 25K pack, so that definitely did not do anything good for the market, especially. But if you take a look at like these cards right here, Monday or Sunday he's 174, goes to 180, 196, 204, and then he kind of just stayed around that 204, 205. So I'm thinking if you guys have some meta golds right now, right, and anything around like that 100K plus, even some of the under 100K cards, if you're going to sell these guys, get them out this Wednesday or Thursday, in my opinion, closest to the first weekend league. I think we're going to see a rise. I don't know how big of a rise we're going to see. I don't know if it's going to be like a huge one, but I do expect a rise in the market because people have to go and buy better players for champs and also for just to qualify, because apparently the qualifiers are really hard to get into. So I think people are going to start buying some more players over the coming days, and hopefully the supply takes a little bit of a step back so that the demand can finally start to take over. I think for Monday in particular, and if you look at this Rashford card, for example, this Rashford on Sunday was 174. He didn't really change price last year, but then he went to 180 plus on Monday. I can see something similar happening today on the market if we don't get that much content, because what usually happens is people, they want to wait for the content drop to see if we get any sort of supply, any sort of content that they would want to engage into before putting their coins in the players to buy for teams or just to try out for the day. So that's why you normally see the market a few hours before 6 p.m. Not necessarily every day giving more supply out in the market. It's more necessarily due to the fact that there's nobody that wants to buy yet. So it allows any little supply onto the market to drop some of these player prices. And that's why you do see a little bit of a slight market drop just before 6 p.m. UK time. I believe that is the reason for it. It's because people are hesitant to buy. And then right after 6 p.m., if we get no content, that's when you start to see the market trend upwards. And I think you could see a nice market rise today if we don't get any content. If we get maybe like a small pack that's untradeable, you know, maybe like a ones to watch SBC. I think so far from the ones to watch SBCs, they've done Talisca, they've done Andre Silva, and that's pretty much it. They've done 2. So let's see if they do a third tomorrow. If not, and we just get nothing for the Monday, then I could see the market doing pretty good today. And another part of the market that I could see doing solid is the Team of the Week 2 market. So let's go talk about them a little bit, because these guys have been fluctuating a lot in price. Today is going to be one of those days that if we don't get content, this is the market that I believe a lot of people are going to be looking to buy into, because you have Monday and then you have Tuesday, which is the last day before these cards go out of packs. And you do know that the investors are going to try to get in on some of these cards. Cards that people are liking, from what I'm hearing, is Barella, Zakaria, Navas, I like personally. Osimhen, to me, is really undervalued. If you look at the strikers in Serie A, there's really not that many as an option. And this card's got some crazy stats. 91 pace, 84 shooting, and 84 physical with 79 dribbling. That's not bad for like 19,000 coins. So I could see a lot of this stuff kind of rising today. So if you want to gamble, right? I'm thinking we invest in these cards just before 6 p.m. today, or at any time, really. Like, I'll give you a few buy prices. Like, this Navas was just in the 35k range. If you see that down again, try to get around 33, 32-ish. He doesn't get lower than that. If you take a look at, like, Saturday, he went to 32, right back up to 36. Yesterday, same thing, around 3 to 4 a.m. UK time, 32, and then went back up to 37. So this guy likes to get low late night UK time, or like early morning, I guess. And right now he's quite high. So I want to see if he comes back down a bit, because I believe that today could be that last day to get in on some of these guys before the investors get in, before some of these people want to try these cards out for their team. Felipe Anderson's quite cheap for a right wing from Serie A as well. I like Barella, but I'm trying to get Barella in like the low 70s. If I can see that drop off, I'm going to really look to pick that up, because this card looks really nice. Jesus is an interesting one, because I think for him, look at this drop off. And I talked to you guys about this on the streams recently. I always tell you guys to look at Saturday morning. And the reason I say that is because there's some weird trends that go on Saturday morning. Cards sometimes just get so low. Maybe it's from the back end of that supply that came out on Friday. But this guy went from 171 to 128 and then rebounded right back up to 157 later that day. Earlier today, he went back down to 147, went right up to 160, and now at the moment, he's actually chilling at 165. So this Jesus has been bouncing a lot, but that's why I like to tell you guys that if you see something drastic like that happen on a Saturday, pick that up, right? That is specifically why I say look at Saturday morning, because I remember last year, there were certain instances, guys, where I wasn't up early enough, and I was thinking to myself, wow, what a deal this would have been if I was just up a couple hours earlier, or stayed up a couple extra hours or whatever. there were some really insane deals. So that's why I always tell people, like, Saturdays, Sundays maybe, and now today is a Monday, obviously, and I'd say we probably have about, before the content drop, really, because I think you do see these guys rise later today. So if you're looking for some investments, yes, they're no guarantee investments, obviously, but I mean, Osimhen's so cheap. Same thing with Felipe Anderson. Zakaria, I would like to get him around the low 40s if I can. Maybe like 43-ish, because that card for me, kind of getting like Delaney vibes almost from him, but he's better. He's got links to Mbabu, who then gets links to LaCroix, right? That's still like a kind of starter team type thing that's going on right now. Jesus Navas, like I said, in like the 33, 34 max. I think if you're looking for Dest, Serginho Dest, 90 pace left back from La Liga. I'm going to look at La Liga left backs. You obviously only have Mendy that I can think of. He might go up a little bit because of the Barcelona links that he gets. So, for me, there's quite a few investments from this team of the week that I believe could go up a little bit out of packs. Yes, Mendy, obviously. Then you have Gaia. I'd probably take Dest over Gaia, though. Lodi, not a bad looking card. Yeah, there's really not many options in La Liga. You got this Jordi Alba, to be fair. But I think Serginho Dest, if you guys can get him in that like 14 range, right? I know I'm asking for a lot here, but this is why I tell you guys to just like kind of pick up some trends, right? If you can see these cards, you know, just a little bit lower on a certain hour, and it looks like he's 17.2 right now. It's currently 12:30 at night, so this is like 5:30 a.m. UK time. I'm expecting a second dip here. If not, then I missed the buy time, which was like 2 hours ago, because a lot of these cards were cheaper. Like Des was 15.2, Jesus Navas was like 35, Barella was 76, Zakaria was 44, Jesus was like 157, Osimhen was around 20, so he's like down a little bit from here, but that's what I'd be looking at if I were to invest, guys. You can also invest in some of these guys for just like your discarding forms. I wouldn't invest in these cards if you don't have a lot of coins. Like Elizondo, 10k, Haas, Herdecki's are really good out of pack. Like just no risk investment for an 85 overall. 11k is nothing. This Fofana you can buy. And I think this Fofana is a decent buy because he's actually got decent stats. I use him in draft. He's not that good, but he's got decent stats. Who knows? People might take a punt on him. You never know. So that's the team of the week side of things. Let's now talk about some of the, rare golds or non-rares. So we don't necessarily have the team of the week prediction yet, but from what I'm hearing, a few different guys could be getting in, and Tonali was one of them. So Tonali for me, guys, is currently right now about 800 coins. He was 700 coins a couple hours ago, but he's quite rare at the moment. This card, if you guys want to buy into him, I believe from what I'm hearing, he's potentially could be getting a team of the week. People start to really invest in these like gold cards that are going out of packs for Wednesday when they see the team of the week prediction on Fubbin. So when we get that, that's usually Monday night. We'll see that come out. And if you want to, with a guy like this, if he was to get into predictions, this would be the type of card for me that I would sell before Wednesday in the hype. This is a card that doesn't go into teams right now, in my opinion. Just not good enough, too low rated. And he's not really good enough to get into any SBC solutions. So why would this card really be usable? And that's what you need to say to yourself before you invest in a card and debate whether or not you're going to sell in the hype or you're going to sell when he actually goes out of packs. Because if you look at, the opposites, I looked at Hakimi, Varane, look at them. They're doing very well right now, right? And it's because they're out of packs. They don't have that supply, but they were not invested in as much as the lower tier guys. So Varane right now is 365. He's doing very nicely. I think you can continue to hold this card until Wednesday or Thursday. Hakimi, same thing, right? Best right back in the game, right? These are cards that don't have as much supply. They don't have as much investors into them because it's just so expensive to invest in a card like this. And they have that demand for being in teams. There's something to use those cards for. So before you make an investment, you have to say to yourself, are people going to use these cards, whether it's in their team or whether it's going to be through SBC solutions? So another card, speaking of solutions, Locatelli is an interesting one because a lot of people, for me, are telling me that this guy could be getting a team of the week this week. And if that's the case, this guy's going to be out of packs for almost additional he's going to be 2 weeks out of packs for this non-rare Locatelli. Certain solutions could make him fly. I think if you find him anywhere around the like 1,000, 1,100, you could obviously quick flip that. But if he does get it into Team of the Week again, that's going to be kind of crazy because he's going to have no supply for 2 full weeks. Let's see what happens with this card. I heard Kostic is also potentially going to be getting a Team of the Week. It's not looking like a good Team of the Week from what I'm hearing, but this Kostic is 1,700 coins. He's an 84 overall with decent stats, but he scored the game-winning goal, I believe, a late goal against Bayern this past weekend. He's an 84 overall. This is a card that you can actually debate whether or not you can sell in the hype or not. Depends on how high he goes, but he's also an 84 overall that if EA were to drop a nice like little demand SBC that requires 83 and 84s, this could be a type of card that does very well, right? Because if he gets into certain solutions, gets certain links with players, it might be a decent look for an investment. So try to get this guy around 1,300 coins, 1,400. I think it's pretty no risk on that because, again, he's an 84 overall. How much lower 84 overall is going to go? Not lower than 1,300, 1,400. So that could be a decent look. And Lamar also, from what I'm hearing, I think he had a goal and assist against Barca. He's currently down at like 1,000 or 1,100, which is so cheap. This is, again, another investment that, again, you could either sell in the hype or you can wait for, what does he do out of packs, right? And it just depends on how high these guys rise in the hype. We'll see the prediction probably come out Monday night, but these cards are already so cheap. It's pretty much a no-risk investment with stuff like this. That's pretty much it. Obviously, continue to trade, continue to chem style trade, position change trade. I'm going to do more icons as well, and that's actually be the next video. Icon trading. Alright, so we'll be taking a look at that. If we're talking about ones to watches really quickly here as well, a lot of people have been asking me, what do I do with ones to watch cards? I think for you guys, a lot of these guys will probably get slightly lower. This week, they're going to get more supply, especially on Thursday. And then they go to packs Friday. So we'll see what they decide to do. Obviously, the international break is just starting. That's going to like complicate things a bit, but we'll talk more about some of these ones to watches in tomorrow night's Market Watch. Tomorrow morning is going to be an icon video, though. If I can get my thumbnail out early enough, I will get you guys an icon tutorial video. So, thanks for being here today. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys in videos soon. Peace out.